Alright guys, so I kind of made a mistake here. I just finished recording this video, went to go grab the gameplay clips to start editing this video, and I just realized that GeForce Experience decided to capture my super chat feed instead of the actual game itself. I'm gonna record some of this. This is too good to pass up on. This is a classic Battlefield glitch.
See how they like this? Cover me! I'm reloading! I'm going up!
Oh, there he goes. So now I have 0 clips of Battlefield 2042 to use for this video, which was what this entire video was structured around, so I'm having to go back and rework and basically re-record a lot of sections of this video, which is very unfortunate, but just know I made a God's honest attempt, guys. I tried to have some funny moments and stuff in this video that I specifically recorded to make a video like this, but my BF GPU decided to abandon me in my time of need, so apologies for there being completely unrelated gameplay footage in the background. The beta is closed now, so I can't go and get any more, unfortunately. But yeah, man, it is what it is, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. What's up, gamers? I hope you guys are all having a great day today, just full of positivity and happiness, dude, because you know what? I'm literally jumping out of my seat with excitement to talk about what we're going to be talking about here today, and that, of course, is none other than Battlefield 2042. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way right off the bat. This game is not ready to come out. It is launching in the typical Betafield style, okay? Battlefield has earned the nickname Betafield for a reason, because no matter what DICE does as a development studio, no matter what precautions they take, no matter what they claim they've learned from the previous release of a Battlefield game, no matter what year it is, no matter what decade it is, no matter what platform the game's launching on, it doesn't matter, bro. If a new Battlefield game is coming out, you already know this game is going to be buggy, broken, glitchy, and just overall unpolished on release. It doesn't matter what game you look at in the Battlefield franchise, chances are the game launched like a complete dumpster fire. Now, don't get me wrong, Battlefield 3 and 4, some of my favorite games of all time. I played the absolute shit out of them. Battlefield 4 in particular, I used to just play Silk Road literally all day, every day, man. I couldn't get enough of it, but the game launched like shit. It eventually got really good. I think most people would look back on Battlefield 4 in particular, one of the games that had the most problems at launch, and they probably look back on it like, damn, this was one of the best games in the franchise. So we already know the game is going to be good eventually, but in its current state, it's not ready to release, and that beta that we just played definitely confirms that. Now, I know there's this rumor going around, oh my god, dude, that's a 4-month-old build of the game. Bro, you really think that DICE and EA are going to put out a buggy, broken, 4-month-old version of their game that they're literally trying to advertise to people through the beta? Because at the end of the day, the whole point of a beta is an advertising tool, especially an open beta. It's supposed to give people hyped for the game. It's a chance for everyone to try the game for free, so they go out and buy it when it comes out. That is the primary purpose of an open beta for a game like Battlefield 2042. So in what fucking world would any company put out a buggy, broken, 4-month-old build of a game if they knew it was a complete dumpster fire, because it would make their game look bad? I think people are huffing the copium big time when they're acting like this is not a reflection of what the final product is going to be. I say this every single year with Call of Duty. I say it with other betas, and you know what? If there's one thing I pride myself in doing, it is definitely being able to
keep that same energy.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest, man. The performance I was getting in my 3090 was completely unacceptable. I turned the game down to 1080p, put it on low settings, and I was getting 60 frames on a good fucking match. That is awful performance. There is a ton of optimization work that needs to be done, and from what I heard from people in my stream chat, the console version of the game is not running great either. Now, I personally didn't play it because playing a shooter on a console is not something I ever want to do again at this point, but from what I heard from most people in my chat, people were saying that it was running really poorly. They kept getting disconnected. It would freeze up their console. The game would crash. So there's definitely some issues here across the board, and I'm not going gonna lie, man, it's not a surprise. It's par for the course for Battlefield. We know it'll eventually be fixed, and that's why I'm like saying like this game is not ready to come out. Will it still come out? Yeah. Will I still buy it? Yeah. I mean, who am I kidding, bro? Like, I'm gonna buy this game at launch. I'm gonna play it. You know, the bugs and glitches phase of Battlefield is part of the charm, in all honesty. I don't know. Some of my favorite moments in Battlefield are when like some crazy shit happens that wouldn't happen if the game was actually functioning correctly. So I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm like a veteran of the series, or not even really like a veteran, just a fan of the series. I kind of know what to expect. The first couple months are going to be rough, but eventually it's going to get good. So is it going to deter me from purchasing the game? No, but if you're new to the franchise or you're not like in a huge rush to go out and buy this game, I would wait a couple months, like pick it up on sale. Maybe in 2022, you can get it for cheaper and the game will probably be functioning a hell of a lot better. Plus, you could always play Halo Infinite in the meantime as well. I mean, that shit's fucking free, bro. So with those negatives out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what I actually liked about the beta. Now, this is actually a lot. I really had a good time with this game when it worked properly. The first night I streamed it, it was actually running pretty well. You know, I was getting around 50, 60 frames, nothing really too bad. You know, I was running OBS at the same time, which butchers your frame rate, but even without OBS running, when I played the game off stream, I was still getting pretty low frames. So the performance isn't great across the board, but anyways, streaming this game, I had a great time with it, dude. I would be lying if I didn't say I had one of the best times in a long time playing Battlefield 2042. This is one of the most fun multiplayer experiences I have had recently, and I am very excited to get my hands on it, because I think for about 5 hours straight, I just played the multiplayer nonstop, which for me these days is almost unheard of. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't really like playing video games for prolonged periods of time anymore. I don't know, call me a boomer if you want. Boomer! But this game pulled me in and hooked me, and I was just having a great time. Every single match played so differently. Like, some matches I was just going anti-aircraft the entire time. Some matches I was like spawning in this one dude who was flying around in like the Osprey. I don't actually know what it's called in this game, but he was like flying this thing around the one tower in the center of the map, and I would literally just spawn on him and drop in and like parachute in and kill 3 or 4 dudes while storming the top of the tower before getting shot down, and then I'd rinse and repeat. Like, I literally had the best time in this game. Then that's not even to mention like the tornado mechanic. Like, that is dope. A lot of people are saying, oh, that's a gimmick, nobody will care about that, you'll be sick of it after the first or second time, and I'm here to tell you that is not the case whatsoever. Every single time that tornado pops up, everybody dashes towards it, and everybody's just floating in the air in their parachute, and you're like just sniping motherfuckers while like suspended in a parachute flying around a massive tornado. There is nothing like it in any other game, and it is fucking awesome. Every single time it happens, that is where you want to be. Like, everything else on the map just stops and everybody rushes towards that tornado. It is fun. Trust me. It is definitely an experience. It's not a gimmick. It greatly affects the flow of combat, because, I mean, if you're one of those sweaty motherfuckers that really cares about objectives and conquest, then what better time to go snatch all the enemy objectives than, you know, when the tornado touches down. And then there was another feature on the map where the rocket would launch, and like everybody would try to hop on top of the rocket to get launched up into the air. Like, it was really cool, dude. There's a lot of different environmental factors that just led to a lot of fun and interesting moments in the game, even outside of like your typical combat encounter, which is what I've always really liked about Battlefield, is you can really interact with the environment and create different play styles. Almost every single match plays out differently. Like, no 2 matches really go the same, unless you're playing on something like Operation Locker, but that's kind of a completely different beast. We're kind of talking about the conquest experience with the vehicles on this big open map. Now, a lot of people I heard were complaining that the map was too big. I never really got that feeling. I felt like if I wanted to find somebody, I could. It was never really a struggle, whereas in other Battlefield games, I would kind of run around for a while and maybe get lost. But I think with the upped player count, they've kind of combated that issue a lot. I never really felt like, oh, dude, I've just been running around for 5 minutes and haven't found anyone. Now, if I wanted to do that, I could, but I just made sure to spawn in places where there were actually people around. So I never really got that feeling that I've gotten in other Battlefield games where it feels like I'm just wandering around aimlessly looking for someone. Like, I never really found myself in that situation too often, which I think is definitely a big positive, because that's probably one of the most negative things I probably could say about Battlefield in the past, is there were those moments where you'd just be looking around a map trying to find anyone to shoot at, and then all of a sudden you just get fucking sniped. That was like the most irritating part about Battlefield, and I didn't ever really feel that in this game whatsoever, and I think that also has to do with the introduction of the grappling hook. It just increases increases your traversal capabilities so much. You can get where you want to go much faster. You don't have to look for the right staircase to go up in order to get on top of a building. I think they definitely made a lot of good quality of life improvements to just help you get where you want to go faster, which keeps you in combat situations a lot more often versus kind of just searching the map for the appropriate route to go to get up to a rooftop or something like that to go deal with a sniper. Instead, you can just fire your grappling hook and you're right on the roof with them in the span of like half a second. So I think that's definitely a big improvement. And if anything, I think the grappling hook should be standard issue. I don't think there's ever been a first-person shooter that has not been better because of the introduction of a grappling hook. So big ups to Battlefield for actually putting this in the game, but I think everybody should spawn with it. And I kind of said the same thing about Halo Infinite. Now, just the overall gameplay in general, I was a big fan of. Now, people are out here comparing this game to Call of Duty, bro. Like some Battlefield diehards are saying like, oh my god, this game's way too arcadey. It feels like I'm playing Call of Duty. And the only question I have to ask those people is like, what Call of Duty have you been playing recently? Because this game literally feels nothing like Call of Duty. The only similar thing that it has with Call of Duty at this point is like the super sprint that was in Modern Warfare. That's about it. Like, okay, they took the sprinting mechanic from Modern Warfare. That does not make the game Call of fucking Duty. This game plays nothing like COD. If anything, it plays more like a Battlefield 3 or 4, which personally I'm a fan of. I'm glad they didn't go with like the combat style and feel of a game like Battlefield 1 and 5. I was never really a big fan of those games. For whatever reason, I don't know if it was just me. Let me know if like I'm not alone on this one, but I always felt like Battlefield 1 felt way too much like EA's Star Wars Battlefront. Like those two games, for whatever reason, the mechanics felt almost identical, which I know they're on the same engine, same developer, you know, of course, but Battlefield 1 never really felt like a Battlefield game to me in terms of the shooting mechanics. Now, I may be completely alone on this one, but personally, I think Battlefield 2042 is a step in the right direction, moving away from the feel of a game like Battlefield 1 and back towards something like Battlefield 3 or 4, if not just a little bit more arcadey, which personally I'm kind of a fan of. I like arcade first-person shooters a lot more than military simulators. I want to have fun with my first-person shooter, and I feel like Battlefield's always been about the fun aspect. Like, they've always kind of dipped their toes a little bit into the military simulator aspect of first-person shooters, but they've never plunged balls deep into it, thank God. And I mean, if you look back at some of the most popular Battlefield multiplayers, like Bad Company 2, for instance, that was definitely one of the more arcadey Battlefield games in the franchise by far. So I think Battlefield 2042 taking that approach is definitely a positive thing in my mind. And if anything, I really was a fan of the way this game played. The way I always look at it is, if I'm getting my ass beat in a video game and I'm still having a good time, that's a really good sign, because by no stretch of the imagination am I a Battlefield pro or even somebody who's like what you would consider proficient at the game, okay? Like, I can't pilot any of the aircraft whatsoever. I look like a complete moron, bro. I'm barely even good at the game. Like, if I go positive in a Battlefield match, that's an accomplishment, okay? But I think it says a lot that when I can spend like, I think close to 12 hours with the beta and just literally get my ass beat at every single opportunity, and I'm still having a great time the entire time, and on top of that, dealing with all the technical issues, performance issues, the game like literally running at 12 frames per second at times. If I'm still having fun with all of that going on, I think that's really a true testament to how good Battlefield 2042 is at its core, and just how much I really enjoy the game. Now, don't get me wrong, this game is in no state to release. It needs to be delayed. It's not going to be. It's still coming out November 19th, so, you know, if you're looking forward to the game, don't worry, it's not going to get delayed, but it is going to launch buggy, broken, and a complete dumpster fire, just like you would expect from any mainline entry in the Battlefield franchise at this time. So, like I mentioned before, this is par for the course. If you've been around Battlefield for a while, you know exactly how this goes down. So, for everybody out there who's on the fence about this game, or this is their first Battlefield game, I would say wait a couple months. Wait till some of the issues get ironed out. Wait till they fix some of the performance issues, and shit, maybe by that point you can just pick it up on sale too, so you can save some money, get a better experience, and in the meantime you can always just play Halo Infinite, which comes out like a week or two after Battlefield 2042, so that game's 100% free, so you got something to tie yourself over. But overall, I did enjoy the beta. Definitely has a lot of issues to fix. I do not envy DICE right now because they have a massive amount of work ahead of them if they're even going to try to attempt to fix any of this shit before the game comes out. But anyway, guys, that's kind of just just my overall thoughts on Battlefield 2042. A lot of people were asking, so I figured I'd make this video, and honestly, I just kind of wanted to talk about this game because I did actually enjoy it a lot, and I'm still looking forward to it personally. But let me know your thoughts on Battlefield in the comments section. I'm actually kind of curious what the overall consensus is on this. Maybe I'll do like a community tab as well and do a poll on there, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of mixed impressions. I'm kind of mixed on it personally. Like, I wouldn't recommend that people go out and buy it on day one, but at the same time, I'm going to be a massive hypocrite and buy it myself. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video today. If you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like on it. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this video and for all the recent support as well. You guys are the fucking best, and I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next time.